Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes. Hey people, my name's Jim, you have landed on Planet Rewind, and in this video I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite movies of all time, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, because, duh, Bill and Ted's in the headlines, Bill and Ted's trending, Bill and Ted 3 is happening, guys, Bill and Ted 3 is happening. Can I say it again? Bill and Ted 3 is happening. Bill and Ted 3.
No way!
Bill and Ted 3 is of course coming out, so I thought what I'd do is this week I'm going to revisit, of course, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Next week on Wednesday I'm going to be revisiting Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Two of my favourite films of all time. These films fill me with absolute joy whenever I watch them. I think these are the films that we need to be watching at this time, and Bill and Ted 3 is the film we all need to go and see at this time. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure of course tells the story of Bill, played by Alex Winter, and Ted, played by Keanu Reeves. They are two kind of bonehead but extremely likeable high school students who are about to flunk out of school if they don't pass history. And in the future, believe it or not, these two metalheads who have a band called Wild Stallions but they're not any good, have saved the world. They've united all the planets. They are the bringers of utopia. Ruthless, played by George Carlin, goes back in time and he gives Bill and Ted a time travelling telephone box so they can go back in time and use this so they can pass their history course, because Ted's father is threatening to send him to military school if they flunk, and this will separate Bill and Ted and ruin the future, and it would just be absolutely bogus for everyone involved. With Bill and Ted, Alex Winter has said that this was a movie that really did come together kind of by accident, and no one wanted to kind of snap it up. You know, the script was written in a few days, and it was just kind of a kind of snappy, escapist, fun movie. I think at the core of it, it is Bill and Ted the characters. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, they are one of my favourite double acts on the screen. What I love about them is they're just so earnest, they're so innocently idiotic, but they're cool at the same time because they're metalheads, and this was the 80s, you know, they're an 80s obsessed, they're obsessed with 80s bands, they look like an 80s band. You know, how can you dislike that? You know, 80s hair metal is one of the best things for me to look back on. This movie could have easily been annoying, these characters could have easily been kind of arrogant and unkind, but Bill and Ted, you can't watch this movie and not have a smile on your face whenever Bill and Ted are on screen. It's just the most likeable, earnest double act ever, and you know, and they're so funny. There is constant lines back and forth. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves really captured a comedic timing which I don't think has been matched by many people since. They are literally on the ball with these performances, and I think it's because Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves were such good friends. They just bounced off each other. Just felt like so organic, like this is how these characters would speak normally. So they just come on, that friendship resonates.
How's it going, Royal Ugly Dudes? I'm the Earl of Preston.
And I am the Duke of Ted.
Put them in the Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden?
Excellent!
Execute them.
Bogus.
Of course, as I discussed, Rufus, played by George Carlin, is so cool. Look at him. He's like the coolest bastard from the future ever. And he has constant lines where he just delivers them in his badass style. And he's like a character I've never seen before. Alex Winter actually said that George Carlin's casting was a happy accident, much like a lot of the film. They were actually going for more serious people, such as Sean Connery. But they ended up going with George Carlin. Again, the innocence of how this film came together. It kind of reminds me of how Dumb and Dumber came together. You know, no one was interested in it. It was just this fun, kind of kind-hearted movie. No one wanted to touch it, but when it did get finally made, it kind of exploded. It was all kind of a happy accident, and everything was organic and escapist and fun it looked like on the set. Just like it was made by people who just loved the material, loved the characters, and just wanted to have fun making a movie.
Not bad.
Greetings, my excellent friends.
Do you know when the Mongols ruled China?
Wow. Perhaps we could ask them.
I really miss that kind of earnest energy that you can see on screen. I don't really see many films today where you genuinely look at the screen, you can tell the actors had a ball making it. Everything's so processed these days, everything's so rehearsed. I honestly feel like a lot of Bill and Ted would have been improvised. You can just tell these characters are having a ball. You can tell these actors absolutely adore the characters they are playing. They know what's best for the characters, they understand the characters, and they're on the same page with the screenwriters, with the director. And I don't see that as much on screen anymore, you know, where everything resonates and everyone's having a ball, the audience are having a ball, the actors are having a ball, and everything is just fun about it. I don't see that anymore. I don't get that kind of earnest, go for it energy from a lot of movies anymore, and that's a shame. Of course, we get so much memorable imagery, like the phone box, of course. I like the idea of having this everyday thing, you know, be this kind of end up really cool. Like the phone box in Bill and Ted is cool. Whenever that phone box goes down into the ground and goes into the circuits of time, you made me care about a phone box. You made me want a bloody phone box. Someone said you can have a replica of that phone box and you'll just keep it in your house. I would keep it and I would go in there every single day and just stand there for a few moments. I know, I'm bloody sad. Bill and Ted collect different historical figures from the past to use in their history report, and these actors are perfectly cast. They really are. They are fun. They are so great to watch. What I like about it is they really bring through the kind of personality of the historical figure. For example, Terry Camilleri as Napoleon. It's just so hilarious to see Napoleon brought to the 80s and that kind of pompous arrogance of this French phenomenal leader and just an absolute evil man kind of just prancing around San Dimas in the 80s, and it's just a great physical performance by Terry Camilleri, very believable, and every actor in this is very believable. I love Al Leong as Genghis Khan. This is literally the closest you could have in a not rated R movie where Genghis Khan comes back to the 80s. I don't understand how Bill and Ted get him in the phone box without him killing them. Like, how does he... Bill and Ted's kind heart melts any fascist dictator's heart. That's the incredible thing about this series. It melted the Grim Reaper's heart in the second film, goodness sake. But it's so cool to see Genghis Khan running around the mall in the 80s, destroying the mall, being chased by police. The movie has such surreal imagery. So many scenes that you'll see in this movie you won't see anywhere else. Such a unique idea to bring back all these different crazy people from different time periods and put them in the 80s and just have them run amok in the mall and be confronted by 80s technology, and they can't handle it. Eventually the police are after them because of course they're out of place, and I love that. And they're very convincing. Even if it is an over the top showing of these characters, you still believe on some level that they are the historical figures. You also have other side characters like Amy Stock Poynton as Bill's stepmom, Missy. Basically she's a younger woman who's married Bill's widow father, and whenever she's around, Bill not only has to remind himself to call her mum, he just ends up staring, and it's just the most ridiculous thing ever, but it's made hilarious by the way Bill and Ted discuss Missy. It's so ridiculous that these two teenagers are in love with Bill's stepmom. It's crazy.
Now your dad's going for it in your own room.
Shut up, Ted.
Your stepmom is cute, though. Shut up, Ted. Remember when I asked her to the prom?
Shut up, Ted!
I love when Bill and Ted visit the future in this, and they don't understand why everyone around them is kind of worshipping them and hanging on their every word. And another thing I love about this film is that the message of be excellent to each other and party on dudes saved the world. And it sounds silly, it sounds naive, it sounds stupid, but if we ever got to Utopia, how amazing would it be if Bill and Ted were the ones who saved the world? Because they're innocent, they're humble, they're the best of humanity. And, you know, I like that idea. And, you know, when they go to the future and Robbie Robb's amazing song In Time is playing, you feel a real sense of human connection in this scene where all the future residents start kind of doing the Bill and Ted air guitar kind of gesture. And it's just like a real lovely scene, and it looks really cool, it looks really awesome, but it's like a scene of peace, it's a scene of goodwill. a scene of utopia, basically. I love that song, In Time, and I love the lyric, in time we'll be dancing in the streets all night, in time everything will be alright. I really hope that that's the song that Bill and Ted write in Bill and Ted 3. I think that would be a really, really good way of connecting the films and wrapping things up. It's actually written by a not very well known musician, Robbie Robb, but it's an amazing song, so I'm not sure how he didn't get big on it. It's a really, really amazing song which really pulls at my heartstrings. I love this scene. I love that Bill and Ted don't understand it. You know, they're not looking for this. They're not looking to be worshipped. But that's why they end up being worshipped. That genuine, humble nature has freed the world in this reality, which is great. There's many other memorable scenes, of course. The scene where Bill and Ted go back to medieval times is brilliant, where they almost get their heads chopped off and then they escape. Great action scene. Really, really entertaining to watch, great pace. I love the scene in ancient Rome where they philosophise with Socrates, or Socrates as they call him. Wonderful, hilarious scene. You know, it's just great to see Bill and Ted insert themselves into these different time periods, because they managed to connect with these historical figures, because essentially what Bill and Ted, their message is embracing everyone. This movie is hilarious. It warms my heart. It's full of hilarious quotes that just put you in that teenage mindset. It's just such a movie full of freedom and escapism and happiness. I've always said, when you go to the doctors, if for depression, they should go, here's some antidepressants. Oh, and watch this film as well. They should give you Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure to watch. It is an antidepressant. It's of course got the tribute to surfer culture and dude culture, 80s culture. Everything looks so 80s, and I love 80s movies, so it's just great to take a time portal back watching this movie. You will believe in these characters. They will warm your heart, and I'm sure most people watching this already have been seduced by Bill and Ted's innocence. And of course they did Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which I'm going to be talking about next time, and trying to determine which one I prefer. At the moment I genuinely don't know. Thanks for watching everyone. Hopefully you thought this was a most bodacious video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Bill and Ted. What's your favourite moment? What's your favourite quote? Are you looking forward to Bill and Ted 3? All of that stuff. Please consider subscribing to Planet Rewind for more nostalgic content all through the week, and I will see you guys next time.
Oh, I hate that part. Bill. What? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.